All right.
All right. Welcome back to another
back.
episode of
The Hafu It.
We are your hosts. I'm Kyoko.
I'm Sakura.
And this week we're talking about origami. Let's get into it.
So I guess we don't have to explain what origami is to our audience.
We're not going to do a segment of Sakura's historical facts.
A full historical background of it. I'm pretty sure like most people, even outside of our community, are well aware of what origami is.
Or have like a slight inclination as to what it is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, my definition of origami is the art of folding paper to make certain designs, certain aesthetics, certain animals, stuff like that. Everyone obviously knows the paper crane.
Ooh, the paper crane.
Oh, the paper crane.
Probably the most. Paper cranes. Yeah, we'll get into that for sure because I have I have a story about that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I think the paper crane is the most well-known symbol of origami.
I'm sure if you mention origami, that's the image that just like pops into people's brains.
I think it's one of the first ones that you learn how to make.
Yeah.
Not because it's simple, because it's
not because it's simple.
I don't think any part of origami is simple.
No, I mean, my mom got us like a little origami set when we were little. It came with a whole bunch of like colored paper, which is really, really nice. And they did very simple, like 2-dimensional origami.
Right.
So making like a fox head and stuff like that, super easy. As a kid, I never got into like 3-dimensional origami. I'm sure that's like much harder.
Oh yeah, the fox head.
You know?
I'm pretty sure we did that too.
It's like comes down into a point with like the 2 ears like coming out of the top.
It looks like a tanuki.
And I'm pretty sure with most origami paper, it's only colored on one side and then it's white on the other side.
Yeah, the most basic origami papers are like that. Yeah, for sure.
Totally. Yeah, so that was always a really like fun thing. It's so funny when I did it as a kid, I never like clued in that it was like a cultural thing, like a part of my culture. No. It was just like a fun like arts craft.
Yeah, me neither.
But it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful art.
Yeah. I think I remember learning that like in school.
Oh.
I don't think my mother, bless her soul,
Mama Tracy.
Knew anything about anything. Well, not that she didn't know anything about origami, but I don't think she knew like how to fold anything super special. I'm pretty sure I remember learning a lot of that in like preschool or like grade 1 or something like that.
I love that you did it in school though.
I think so. I don't know. My 25-year-old brain is out here like making stories up. I don't know. I definitely don't think it was my parents. So yeah, that would pretty much just leave school or daycare or something like that. I know
I did it.
I know that at some point in my life I did
process of elimination.
Origami. Probably school. My white elementary school in Markham, Ontario.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty sure we started out with like folding foxes and like bears and stuff with the one-sided origami paper.
Totally.
Do you know the history of paper cranes, Saku?
I don't know the history of paper cranes.
Nor do I.
So, I mean, here we are.
I just assumed because Sakura's always out here with her history facts anyway.
Yeah, no, she dropped the ball.
I'm pretty sure that the crane itself as a symbol in not even just Japanese culture, but in Asian culture represents peace and harmony. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that the paper crane's one of the first things that you learn how to fold that's a little bit more complicated than just the simple one-sided fold. Sakura mentioned a little bit earlier that there's an activity, a project called 1000 Paper Cranes, and it comes from an old story about a little girl. In Japanese, this is called senbatsuru. Mm-hmm. But I had never heard of it before, but then in 2015, I want to say, my grandmother got diagnosed with lung cancer, and cancer like runs pretty rampant in my family.
On the Japanese side?
Mine too. Yeah. I don't know what that is, but Yeah, almost everyone in my family has been diagnosed with any of the elders, I should say, have been diagnosed with cancer at some point. All of them have survived cancer, which is
hell yeah,
really awesome.
warriors.
But yeah, so my grandmother was diagnosed with lung cancer. That was her first diagnosis. My dad's mom, and we were obviously scared. Like, cancer is a really difficult
Horrifying.
a horrifying thing. A lot of people don't come out of it. I've lost an uncle to cancer outside of the Japanese side of my family. When I was quite young, and so all of us kind of more or less knew what to expect. But it was hard. I was very close to my grandmother. I am very close to my grandmother. She's a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
But when she was diagnosed with lung cancer, we were all kind of preparing ourselves for the worst. My Oba-san and my Oji-san, which are my great-grandparents, were, you know, besides themselves. It's not fun to watch your children die before you. But obviously, I think, like, a lot of us joked around a lot about how she was going to come out of it. We already knew she was going to, because that's what Sugimotos do. We pull out.
Warriors.
We pull out of any bad situation. We're in full control of our lives. So
the fuck yeah,
you
our
know,
destinies.
Yeah, like eternal beings. So
yeah,
we were joking a lot about that. But I was located on the West Coast at the time. This is after I moved out to Vancouver, and she is on the East Coast. And I was also at the time a full-time student, and I was working full-time. So I didn't have a lot of time or like a lot of money really to be able to fly down there to be with her. But my dad ended up going down, his mother. But in the meantime, one of my coworkers told me about the 1,000 paper cranes. And the concept is that you fold 1,000 paper cranes and you string them up. And then you pretty much like hang them over the bedside of the person who's sick.
Yeah.
And they're meant to be there to protect them and to keep them on the road to recovery and doing well. And legend has it that they are always successful. So at the time, obviously, I was kind of desperate for anything. It felt not very good to not be around my family.
Yeah.
Especially when I had been away from home for about a year. And
totally.
So it was already hard being away from them, but being away when one of them was like potentially
sick with
fatally ill.
Very serious.
So I started folding paper cranes immediately with her, which was really nice. She was helping me back in 2015. There was still a Daiso in Vancouver.
Oh hell yeah!
So we SkyTrained out to the Aberdeen Center out in Richmond and went to Daiso and stocked up on origami paper.
Yeah. Oh my god, I need 1,000 sheets.
Well, they sell
origami.
like origami paper in like packs of like
I'm sure
like at least 100.
It's
like,
super thin paper.
So it wasn't too bad. I didn't pay like a lot of money for the paper.
Yeah.
That, and I think the friend who went with me had a bunch of origami paper that she'd never used.
Yes.
So it wasn't too hard, for anyone who wants to go. I guess we don't have Daiso specifically anymore.
No.
But we have what used to be Yoko 123 down in Tinseltown. What is it now?
I don't know.
It's still an
changing.
Asian store. Oh my god, everything is changing.
Everything's changing. I think Daiso still exists in Japan, but for some reason.
Daiso's like one of the largest dollar stores in Japan.
It's just not here anymore. I swear to God, if they have Daiso still in America, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Well, to be fair, no, I guess the Aberdeen Center would have been the place to put it if they were gonna put it anywhere in Vancouver.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's still an Asian store though. Like I don't know what it is now, but I know that it's
what took over
still,
the Daiso space. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a very similar.
Well,
concept.
that mall is kind of strictly Asian. Yeah. Which we love. If you're ever in the Lower Mainland, if you go to the city called Richmond, it is like heavily East Asian influenced.
Yeah, dim sum every corner.
Oh my god. I live. There's just like full everywhere. Malls that will not have English like anywhere. No. It's just like fully either in like Cantonese, Mandarin.
It's where all the karaoke bars are at.
Fuck
too.
Yeah. I love it so much. I used to work in Richmond when I worked for MAC Cosmetics back in the day. I worked at the Richmond Center. So yeah, I got to experience a lot of Richmond, and that's probably the most comfortable I've been, like, in terms of like in Canada, not feeling like I'm sticking out like a sore thumb.
You felt Asian enough?
I felt like I didn't stand out. I just felt like I like blended in with everyone, and I was like, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like, I don't know. I don't know if I still feel like more at home in like the white community, just because that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
And also because all the Asian people in my community growing up always told me I wasn't Asian. So, but I don't like now, obviously, that we're doing like identity, like journeys and explorations. I feel
totally. And I think that's cool because it showcases how if you're kind of like not accepted by your white community, but you're just allowed to like be in your white community instead of like your white community being very like racist towards you, you know, like
I mean, like there was racism on all ends of that spectrum. I think like mixed race people in most circumstances don't like, you can't be categorized, and I think that that's like really powerful, and I think that we just need to own that.
There's no box we can be put in, honey.
No, don't put me in a box. Ain't nobody put baby in a box.
Oh my God.
So we SkyTrained out to the Aberdeen Center out in Richmond and went to Daiso and stocked up on origami paper. Yes. And we'd be folding them day, night, in the middle of our shifts at work. And
you're helping a customer. You're like, don't mind me.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. But it actually turned into a really cool event, and all of our coworkers at the time pitched in to fold paper cranes while we were at work.
I love that.
Because that's especially, so I think it was like summertime, so it was super slow in retail. So we were all just sitting there and folding paper cranes for like 8 hours a day, and I think it took us a couple weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure I spent my birthday that year with all of my friends over folding paper cranes.
Fuck yeah.
And we recounted them. Actually, I think it was my birthday. It was like my 19th birthday that we had fully counted them out to 1,000.
Oh my God.
And that was really exciting. So we kind of double checked them all. All of our fingers were so bruised and blistered from like folding all these edges and like, but we were paper crane experts. Funny enough, if you asked me to fold a paper crane now, there's no way in hell I'd be able to fold. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'd remember how to do it. But we folded 1,000 between, I think, 4 or 5 of us over the course of like 2 weeks. And then I pretty much threaded them all together closed. I didn't leave them open because I had to mail them to Toronto.
Jesus.
So I packed them into two separate shoe boxes because they wouldn't fit into one.
Yeah.
And wrapped them up, and my dad had them couriered down to Toronto, and
that's crazy.
They did. They hung it up over her bedside when she was sick.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm very thankful that we did that. I'm thankful to the friend that told me about it. I'm thankful to the people that helped me fold them because she came out of that. She really kicked cancer's ass. Yeah. She lost 3/4 of one of her lungs, so you know she's walking on delicate feet right now.
She's on thin ice, honey. She's on thin ice.
Yeah. You know, she lost all of her hair. She went through the radiation and everything. Oof. But 1,000 paper cranes equals 1,000 well wishes.
Exactly.
And really got her out of that. Yeah. So yeah, very thankful. She still has them.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, she still has them. The thread has come undone, I believe. So she keeps asking me to like rethread it, but obviously I haven't been able to go over there and see her and do it for her. And obviously since the COVID pandemic, I haven't been able to see my family in person. So but she's still doing well health-wise. She still has regular checkups with her doctor. But who knows, maybe the 1,000 paper cranes really did it.
Oh, it sealed the deal, honey.
Sealed the deal of her well-being.
I love that.
Yeah.
So my origami paper that I had when I was little, it was never designs. It was just solid like block colors. When you got your pack from Daiso, were there any like cool designs on them, or were they just...
Lots of really cool ones. Yeah. Some of them too, like, are different textures.
Oh.
Different like thicknesses.
Oh shit.
Some of them are like embossed if you're gonna get real fancy about
it's been
I don't think
pressed.
those are from Daiso, but like you can get specialized origami paper if you really want to go all out. We got a couple that were metallic.
I was just about to ask.
yeah, that had some
I want
some gold flakes in there, and they were really thick. So those ones were actually so hard to fold because they would like lose their shape unless you really like creased the edges.
That edge, that sharp edge.
Yeah, I almost wish now, like thinking back on it, like that we would have gotten those finger covers. You know, like the Peter Pan kisses for your fingers.
But they're made out of like silicone.
Yeah, totally. Just for creasing the edge of the paper cranes. But
I live.
Those were definitely the prettiest. A lot of them were like specific Japanese designs. There's a lot of like maple leaf designs because interestingly enough the maple leaf represents both Japan and Canada.
Growing up in our backyard I had a Japanese maple, and you better believe when that shit turned red in the fall and any sort of leaf was falling, I was like under it, like
with like an umbrella, like you're wearing the little wooden block shoes,
just tiptoeing around to my yukata, just like just living my life. I love that connection between Canada and Japan, the maple leaf.
Yeah, I always thought that with the maple leaf.
Obviously, the Japanese maple leaf looks a little bit different than the Canadian one, but it's of the family.
Yeah, when we were gonna go to Osaka, and just slightly north of Osaka, there was literally there's a little like shop where they deep fry maple leaves, like Japanese maple leaves, and I was like, we have to go. That's the most Canadian thing that we can do in Japan. I was like, we have to go.
We have to honor my Canadian heritage.
Yeah, we weren't able to go, but when we're there, we'll for sure have to go.
Oh yeah, we're gonna Osaka the house down, mama.
Yeah. But yeah, there's lots of like designs with maple leaves on them. There were some
sakura.
Some sakura. There were some.
Sakura.
There's like a Japanese design that is. It almost looks like Wi-Fi waves. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think I've used it on some of our designs on our social media.
Some Wi-Fi waves. Yeah,
I know that it has a specific title. But they kind of look like Wi-Fi waves. It's called Seigaiha. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. Anyway, Seigaiha. Seigaiha. Anyway, that's what it's called. So a bunch of those as well. Some plain ones. But yeah, it was a lot of different textures and such.
The metallic ones would definitely be my favorite.
They were so fancy when I was stringing them together, because you could just randomly like string them all together, but because I used so many different types of paper,
right,
I tried to be creative in the combination of them on the strings. I didn't want just like a whole string of like solid colors and then a whole string of like metallics. I but then I think I only got like one pack of the metallic ones.
Okay.
Not only because I knew that they were going to be hard to fold, but because they were obviously more expensive.
Yeah.
And I was folding 1,000 paper cranes.
She was.
That shit adds up. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my introduction to the 1,000 Paper Cranes was a book called Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes.
That's the one.
It is written by a Canadian-American author. I don't believe they're from our community, but a Canadian-American wrote the book. And basically the book is about the... Sadako is unfortunately diagnosed with leukemia that has come from the radiation fallout from the atomic bombs of Hiroshima. So one of her friends tells her to fold origami paper cranes in hope that if she makes 1,000 of them, it will grant her a singular wish, which is to obviously not die. So the story just follows her as she attempts to make all of these paper cranes by herself while she is battling leukemia. So I remember my mom reading me this book when I was a really little kid, and it always like really like I don't know, it like really stuck with me.
Yeah.
Even when we were talking about it now, I was like, I 100% know that book. I know what book you're talking about.
I've never read the story. I've just kind of been told things about it.
Totally. And I'm sure most Japanese Canadians know the story. But yeah, it's always stuck with me. I mean, anything to do with the atomic bombings in Japan just really sticks with you as a Japanese Canadian as you read it. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's so beautiful that you actually went through the process of making 1,000 paper cranes, and it did the job.
It did the job, yeah. The Japanese witchery is just coming out.
The Japanese witchery combined with the strength of the Sugimoto clan. It's
Yeah, each of my grandparents have been diagnosed with cancer at least once. Or has had many strokes, and that hasn't been what took them away from us.
Right.
My OG son had, I think, 3 or 4 different strokes within a couple months, not even right before he died, but it was a couple years before that. And I think before that he had meningitis. And I think before that he had cancer somewhere.
Jeez.
And what ended up taking him in the end was just he fell and broke his hip, and so he just decided it was his time.
Honey. Oh no.
So even after all that, as a Sugimoto, you just kind of choose when it's your time to go.
Oh my god.
So that's comforting.
That's crazy. Yeah, on my Japanese side, my grandfather died of stomach cancer, and my aunt, my dad's sister, died of breast cancer. So cancer is very, very prevalent on our Japanese side of the family. So in terms of breast cancer, me and my sister have to be very, very aware of what's happening. Mm. We have to do breast exams all the time, because it's just a very high chance of us getting breast cancer.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I've never smoked. I'm very opposed to smoking, even though in the Japanese community, smoking cigarettes is quite common. Mm. I'm very much against it. Yeah.
Yeah. My mom, I think, was telling me a story once about how it was one of my grandparents was caught smoking or something like that, and then they just looked over at my mom and they were like, shh. Because whoever the other one was didn't know about it.
Oh.
Is their relaxing habit.
Yes.
It's that scene in Friends with Chandler and Monica. Anyway,
for
any of the Friends fans out there,
bringing up Friends in this house.
Listen, I don't care, okay? I didn't grow up with cable television.
Kyoko knows
all you
that
privileged
I don't
bitches out there.
Oh
okay?
My god!
I only had all 10 seasons of Friends, so
me
that's
and Carly
what I know.
Are out here, absolutely not.
Yeah, all of my friends shit all over me for it. All you Friends fans out there, I'm here for you.
And be here for her. Support her in this moment.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh my god. So when you were traveling around in Japan, did you ever see a display of 1,000 paper cranes? Because I know some businesses for good luck and for prosperity will have it hanging down from a lobby.
We haven't seen or I say we. I won't speak for my friend. I didn't personally see an actual 1,000 paper cranes anywhere.
Okay.
We definitely saw origami paper cranes around though.
Right.
Definitely on little mobiles hanging over doors.
Yeah.
The occasional business.
Yes.
We went to Arashiyama, just outside of Kyoto, where the bamboo forest is.
Ugh,
and there's a
forest.
little alcove in the town where a bunch of little shops are that you can go to, and there's a bunch of just glass hanging cranes in there, and they light up, and they're origami cranes, but they're glass, and they're just stringed down from the ceiling to the floor.
Beautiful.
It was gorgeous. Yeah, we stood there and kind of looked at them for a little bit.
So in the shape of an origami crane, but made completely out of glass, and was light shining through it?
Well, they were lighting up, they would they were lit
That
up.
sounds beautiful.
It was gorgeous. We didn't get to see it at nighttime, but we were there during the day, and I don't know if that was a seasonal installation at the time, but that was in March 2020. And that was really lovely. I don't know. There might have been like a plaque somewhere explaining exactly what they were there for.
Yeah.
But even if there was, it would have been in Japanese, and unfortunately, I can't read Japanese.
Okay, but can you imagine glass blowing 1,000 little paper cranes?
No, but leave it to the Japanese to like really go out there.
That's insane.
Getting super intricate about their glass. I mean, Japan's actually, certain parts of Japan are like known for glass blowing.
Yeah, are they?
Look at me frigging. I'm like blowing up a book. Oh, anyways, yeah. We were up north. Obviously, we've talked about Sapporo quite a bit.
We love,
we
Hokkaido.
trained over to a small fishing town. The town's called Otaru.
Otaru, okay.
And they were one of the first port cities in Japan.
Okay.
So they are known for like their fishing and stuff like that, and they are also therefore known for their blown glass because
interesting.
The original use of like a lure was actually glass before it was turned into anything else.
Okay.
I don't remember why, but that is, that was a truth. So when we were over there, like almost all of the stores that they have there, like the artisan crafts, it's all like blown glass.
Interesting.
There's actually like an entire street in that town dedicated to
the blown
glass. So
yeah, there's a Netflix series, like a glass blowing competition, and I just see how much work goes into just like a singular object. I also wonder, like, it's so crazy, but I wonder if like in Japan they have a different method of glass blowing than like what we see here in the West. I would be super interested. That's so cool.
I have no idea. I think there weren't really any like diagrams, I don't know, anywhere. There weren't any like infographics anywhere on I guess like the methods of it,
right?
But I thought that the story behind that was really cool.
That
they used to be used for fishing lures.
Very interesting.
So we brought back a bunch of glass items for our friends.
Very cool.
From Otaru. Hello.
Yes. You guys brought me a little glass thing.
Oh yeah, I think Carly brought one back for
Carly
you.
brought me a little glass. Yeah.
I think it was like a ghoul, wasn't it?
It is. Yeah, a little spooky ooky.
Yeah, very Sakura.
Yeah.
We could not.
Oh my god.
We could not bring it back. We brought back our
The fact that you guys even like got gifts for me, it was like a lot.
Oh my god. We brought back all of our friends' gifts.
Yeah.
All of our 3 friends. We brought back all of our 3 friends' gifts.
Yes, our huge friend group.
So big. We have so many friends.
It's out of control. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't imagine the amount of effort that goes into glass blowing in general. But yeah, finding some glass blown
paper cranes.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was really cool. But yeah, it was really cool to see like that symbolism kind of almost everywhere.
The paper crane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also just like a form of symbolism that I now fully identify with. It's something that I fully believe in.
Yes.
Like the Loch Ness Monster, but like more real.
Hell yeah. Like the Loch Ness Monster. I live.
But I also believe in the Loch Ness Monster. Don't come
Hell
for me.
yeah. She's been to the loch. She's heard it. she's fully into it.
Listen, they're really good at convincing you of stuff in Scotland, okay?
Look, I come from the Okanagan, so we have a lake monster called
I swear to God, if you talk about the Ogopogo.
Oh my God.
The Ogopogo is like the most Canadian thing I think you could possibly say on this podcast.
Yeah. Very much so, but the Ogopogo comes from like indigenous lore. It's been around for like a really, really long time. Right. The indigenous people talked about the Ogopogo for generations and generations. Ogopogo is an indigenous word. I fully believe in the Ogopogo. But yeah, anyways.
We love mythical things to believe in.
I found this photo of my dad. It would have been probably from the early 60s. Him and his family were, I think, going from Alberta to Vancouver, and you have to pass through Kelowna when you travel on the Trans-Canada Highway. And there's actually a photo of him next to the iconic Kelowna Ogopogo statue. And I think that's so hilarious because that's where we ended up living.
Yeah.
The foreshadowing was too intense.
Oh my God.
But yeah, anyways.
Paper cranes.
Okay, back to origami.
Oh my God. Yeah, in that Netflix animated film that I made you watch what's it called? Over the Moon?
Over the Moon.
Yeah, the crane was like the representation of the spirit of her mother as well at the end of that film. Anyone who hasn't seen Over the Moon, by the way, what are you doing?
What are you doing? There's so
unless
few.
Unless you're not a fan of animated films, but like if you are.
But there's so few animated films made about any East Asian culture that it's like when they come out, you are obligated to watch it.
And when they are, they're all voiced over by not East Asian people.
But I mean,
so the majority of the cast for this film are all East Asian background. Like our girl Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh's just
up
out
there.
Here. Our Canadian girl, Sandra Oh.
Our Canadian girl, Sandra Oh.
Just out here representing.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, anyway, there's a crane that flies by at the end of the film that like is really emotional.
Yeah, I think you see it a few times within the film, and it has such like symbolism. It's always like peering at her with its one eye.
With the one eye.
The one eye.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel nice and peaceful around cranes.
Yeah, we have like blue herrings on the West Coast, so not like crane, but when you see them, you're like, that is a mythical, like that is a magical creature.
A herring is a fish. Blue heron.
Blue heron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Anyways.
Yeah. You know, the Canadian crane.
Oh, the Canadian crane.
That's what we got out here.
It's my
like
God.
Yeah. So after we folded our 1,000 paper cranes for my grandmother, the friend who told me about the 1,000 paper cranes thought that that one of my coworkers, Shay, was so into folding just origami in general.
Did Shay help you?
Yeah, Shay was one of them. Yeah, my brother.
Of course Shay would.
That she bought him for Secret Santa like a box of origami
paper
activity, and then he like never used it.
He never used it.
But he was like the most active, I think, out of like any of us. I think he just loves a good competition.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it really fueled his paper folding abilities.
I love that. Hey, got
and
the job
his two
done.
little pincers.
Oh my God.
So I'm pretty sure there's also competitive origami.
Oh hell yeah. You know that there is. Sure. There's probably competitions.
Yeah, because I've seen some pretty intricate origami.
Some wild
creations.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Out there. Like people are out there making full anime figures out of origami paper.
Ugh, I love that.
Origami seems to me like a slightly counterintuitive arts and craft. Like I think there's almost nothing about the like way that you fold paper that meets the end result that makes any sense. But I also, to be fair, I'm not like a physics person. Like I know shit all about science and like Bernoulli's print. Like I'm not out here all about the physics of anything. So I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand paper.
It's pretty crazy that like a square, thin little sheet of paper can fully transform into a paper crane.
Yeah, well, you gotta like fold one corner back and then in, and then unfold it, and then fold it the other way, and then
you
fold
gotta
it
get that
up
corner,
and then down,
honey.
and then inside out, and then in and around, and tuck it and fold it, and you're like, bam, a frog.
You're like,
yeah. Oh, did you ever fold an origami frog
that
like could leap?
That you press down and you let go and it hops?
Yeah.
No, I've seen them, but so I've never made it.
I think we folded one in school.
I love that. Yeah, we're gonna maybe have to do like a live stream where we have an origami sesh. Yeah, that might just have to happen. It's so interesting. Paper folding in general in Japan is definitely an art form, even in the way that they say like package goods, do like Christmas present wrapping. Like it is out of control. Like what they're able to create with paper it just does not, it defies physics.
Well, we were even talking about this over Christmas time where like you
Yes.
really wanted to wrap our presents the Japanese way because
Yes.
they use like one piece of tape.
Sometimes not even
Like,
tape.
no
They
tape,
just, it
yeah.
all just folds
There's like
into each other.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a paper folding
Yes.
wrapping where you just fold it in a way where it fits the box like completely.
Like perfectly.
Yeah, and it looks so
They'll be
cool.
like, yeah. I watched this one video where it ended up like a full Christmas tree on the front.
Yeah.
And the Christmas tree was what locked all the paper together. So to undo it, you just pulled the top of the tree and it like opened up. Blew my mind.
So cool.
I just didn't have thick enough paper to be able to
Right,
do it. It needed
'cause it
to
needs
be
to
more
hold its
structure.
shape, right?
Yeah, unlike origami paper, which is like super thin.
Have you ever thought about how much it kind of makes sense that origami and like paper folding is like a very Asian thing to do because it like helps to reduce waste?
Totally, totally. And in like, even in their architecture, Japanese architecture back in the day, things just kind of fit into one another without the use of like nails and
Yeah.
like any sort of thing to cement things together.
Yeah.
Everything just kind of fit in together.
Yeah.
And that's like origami. Like you don't need tape, you don't need anything. Everything just perfectly fits in with each other.
And then it's like easy enough to deconstruct.
Yeah.
It's the construction that's really difficult and complicated and for talented people only.
Yeah.
And with practice, you can become one of those talented people.
love
But it's
it.
just, it's so difficult to even think of because I think literally from kindergarten out here, you're taught to like literally just take a piece of Scotch tape and stick it over like a
Oh my
crease
God.
to make it stick
Some
together.
people's Christmas wrapping is just all tape.
Oh my God.
It's just all duct tape, mama. It's more
Girl.
tape than it is paper.
So in my first year working at the retail store that Sakura and I both work at right now, we used to do mail outs. We used to like wrap, instead of like putting items in a box, you'd like have craft paper and you'd like wrap it up.
Yeah.
And I remember my boss literally word for word said to me, tape it all over. And I took it like word for word because it was one of my first jobs that I ever like really had full time at least. And so I quite literally
sealed
put tape
it.
everywhere.
Waterproof.
It was waterproof.
It could fall into the
Even
ocean,
like the mailing
honey.
label
Yes.
was taped directly over every crease, every sign, no sign of like loose craft paper. It was wild.
Plastic.
And like to this day I get teased about it from anyone who's still remaining from back then.
Oh,
which I'm
my
thankful
God.
is just my boss.
Just Shay.
It's just Shay.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no.
I mean, it rains heavy here in Vancouver.
it's not our fault.
It
In
was
kindergarten
just-
here, you're just taught to throw a piece of Scotch tape over the edge.
Oh my God. Just put some tape on it.
Put some duct tape on it.
Oh my God.
You know.
Well, we come from a culture, I don't know if you remember the show Red Green, where he fixes everything using duct tape.
No.
I think it's an Ontario show. That's just showing
No.
my age. Anyone out there who remembers Red Green? I mean, in Canada, we about tape. I'm just saying. We tape shit up.
Yeah, I mean, like, Asia is a little wasteful in, like, other ways. But yeah, I think it's really cool. It's a cool concept that you can kind of reuse, like, a wrapping paper because of
Yes.
the paper folding method.
100%. Do you save your paper?
Um,
Because I do.
I don't. And I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of thankful for that, like, in a way. Like, I
Yeah.
understand that it's a little bit wasteful, but there's something so satisfying about just ripping
tearing
into your
shit
presents.
out of the present.
Yeah, I think my dad, like, I'd expect Papa Sugi out of anyone else in my life to be the one to be like, you can't, like, you have to unwrap.
Yes,
like,
it's
because I
still
had
good
white
paper.
friends who weren't allowed to tear into their paper.
Yes.
Like, you know, so it's just a multicultural thing. But I was like, no, like, it was the one thing that I was allowed to do. I couldn't tear into,
Destroy
like,
it.
boxes.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Something
that
was gonna
fine.
get
It's not
torn
as fun.
up.
I don't want to tear cardboard with my hands.
Oh my God.
puny, like, 3-year-old hands. No,
Ah!
I wanted to tear into the wrapping paper.
Oh
so
my
yeah.
God.
No.
No, you know, I was out there on Christmas Day with like a single long nail, just slicing the tape and like perfectly unfolding it.
What did you save it though because you wanted to use it for something else, or did you save it because you thought it was pretty?
Probably both. Probably both.
I mean, that's wonderful.
With me, there's always like, it's pretty. That's always a part of the equation. And shiny, sparkly.
She's like the crab from Moana
I'm like a crow.
with all the shiny things.
Oh, 100%.
Shiny.
Yes.
We're allowed to use that, right? Because I just said it for like 2 seconds. Anyway, whatever.
Ah!
Come for me.
Disney comes for us.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Have you ever seen the origami like bookends, like the little like book nooks that are made of like paper?
Oh
and
my
it's
god.
like little scenes from Japan that are just constructed out of paper.
Oh my god. No.
Yeah, I have to show you pictures. I'll try and put something maybe on our Instagram story of a couple because I keep eyeing them on Etsy.
Oh shit.
And they're so expensive, and understandably so, because it's so small. The details are so small.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think like the outer part is cardboard, and then the inside, it's all just like intricately folded like areas of paper that make up like an alleyway or like a ramen shop.
Oh my god.
Or
an alley ramen way. Like,
yeah. And like in your bookshelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay.
Just simplify ramen alleyway
My
to
English
ramen way.
is not good.
English?
English,
no good.
My English is no good, honey.
Oh my god.
That sounds beautiful. How much do they run for?
I think they're like more than $100. So
okay,
like,
that's not too bad. And they're obviously like, it's like glazed.
Yeah,
they're
like,
hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like the main like outer structure is cardboard, and then like they have to like piece together. Like I'm picturing someone
that's crazy
in like a little cobbling like table with like tweezers,
a single light
and
over
like
there.
Small glue.
Oh my god!
Just intricately like piecing together all
the
these pieces
magnifying
of paper.
glasses.
Yeah,
just so that they
yeah.
can get in
I feel
there.
like you would have to because the details are so intricate, or it's like scenes from Studio Ghibli.
I would cry.
Yeah, and I think some of them like light up, like have LED lights inside of them.
Okay.
I have so many books, and it's my like absolute dream to just someday have a full like library in my house.
Like Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, 100% like Beauty and the Beast. I'm gonna be Belle for sure.
100%.
There goes the that I
oh
see
my god.
more. Anyway.
Minus the Stockholm Syndrome.
Minus the Stockholm Syndrome. Oh my god. It's Belle before she meets the Beast. Let's be real.
Oh my god.
But still without Gaston.
Ah!
And also Asian.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm for sure gonna have like so many of these little book nooks. I'm either gonna take up a hell of a hobby and learn how to be a talented person.
Yes.
With folding paper methods.
Hell
or
yeah.
I'm just gonna like have hella money someday and I'm just gonna buy them all off of Etsy.
I love that.
Yeah, also like buy local.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're looking for on the internet right now, talking to the general audience, but if you can find it on Etsy, it's nice to support your local shops right now, especially through the struggle of a pandemic.
Especially you local people of our community, just out here trying to make art, trying to make money, trying to be in the gig.
You can even like because I think I've come across these little book nooks from literally searching on Etsy Japanese Canadian art.
Hell yeah.
Or like just Japanese art or something like that. And it'll be like Japanese artists, people of Japanese ancestry.
Yeah.
So whether you're like Japanese ancestry, other ancestry, you can literally just type that. Or BC artwork or anything like that if you're less picky about that.
I love that.
Yeah. Have you participated in paper folding anytime recently, Saku?
Not recently. Yeah, I don't think I've done any origami recently.
Nor have I.
It's funny though, like whenever I find like a little piece of paper like lying around, I always end up like folding it.
Oh, well,
even when I find little bits of paper at work, I always end up folding it.
Or you've seen me like at work too, because we have to wipe. Obviously, we wipe down all of our surfaces after everyone touches
fold up
them.
the wipes.
I fold up the wipes.
You do.
You've seen me fold it up like the fox. Right?
Yeah. I've done the fox too. Yeah.
Because it's like ingrained into our memory.
I love that.
It's in the Japanese blood.
It's in our DNA.
Must fold paper
into a fox.
Ooh, or the cootie catchers. We folded cootie catchers sometime recently at work.
Yeah.
Or at least I have.
Yeah.
Those were always really big.
Yeah.
I don't know where cootie catchers come from exactly, but it is paper folding.
It is paper folding.
And it's fun.
Yeah. I think I remember when I was little doing like origami like boxes. Like it's just an open almost kind of like basket and then you could like store things in it.
Yeah.
Just a little tiny box.
You know, sometimes you can like literally find printouts for like paper folding things too.
Yeah.
And it'll have the the folds on it.
The fold lines?
Yeah. So you can
it's like paint by number.
It's cheating, yeah. It's like paint by number.
I love that.
I think I did a couple of those
honey.
when I was really young. For like making baskets and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I think one of my friends in high school made like an origami heart, and I got really jealous, and I like spent I think like an entire semester trying to learn how to make an origami heart.
You're like, I will not let this white person
yeah. Well, she like also I like never had nails growing up.
Yes.
We're laughing because right before this episode, Sakura and I literally got press-on nails, and we're wearing press-on nails right now.
Yes.
But I
have
literally
very long
always
nails on, and I'm living.
I've literally always had nubs growing up.
Yes.
So paper folding, obviously, and my hands are sweaty as hell. So it's not a great combination for touching anything paper. You know what I mean?
Anything absorbent, honey?
Anything absorbent? Nah. Even when I'm like reading, and I'm an avid reader, I literally fold my sleeves up over my hands.
All of her books are rippled.
Yeah, you know how some people need to like lick their finger before they flip a page?
You need to dry your finger off.
Yeah, honey. I need to dry my finger off.
She's got a blow dryer.
What can I say? Hand. It's going to keep me young.
Oh my, it's going to keep those hands supple.
Hands nice and soft, supple.
Wrinkle-free.
Wrinkle-free.
Yes.
It's the same as our greasy skin on our face.
Oh my God.
You know, moisturizing. Natural moisturizer.
We love it.
That's all I can ask for.
We'll enjoy it while you're young.
Oh my God.
She gonna dry out, honey. It's drying out from here on in.
Don't talk to me.
We become mummies, honey.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
You're gonna become a mummy. My dad's still out here with his greasy ass face.
I am gonna become a mummy to many children.
Oh. You're gonna become an Oma?
I am. Yeah.
A cousin.
You gotta keep that bloodline going.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta pass down that last name.
Bloodline going. Exactly. Yeah. With my sister, the last name is over.
Yeah.
The last name
is
okay. Ended.
You're the only hope. You and Tematsu.
My brother being the only boy in the family, he's for sure gonna like carry the name on. I obviously am not going to ever get rid of my last name unless my partner happens to be Japanese, and then I'll hyphen it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wish, like, growing up that I participated more in the Japanese-Canadian, like, community events.
Right.
Because I think there are, like, regular tables specifically for children, but that are, like, about origami. Folding,
I love that.
Like, folding different things.
Yeah.
Learning how to make even lanterns for Oban.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm sure the Nikkei Museum does, like...
Oh, I'm sure they do.
An origami class.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I think at all of the events, like pre-COVID at least, there was always like a children's table where you either did coloring or origami, and that's like really cool.
Did you have a Japanese cultural center anywhere close to you in Ontario?
Yeah, in Ontario, it's literally just called the Japanese Cultural Center.
And where she is?
She's in where she is. She is
where she is. Come on, English.
Listen, I'm a bad Japanese Canadian, so I don't remember. It's on Steeles.
Okay.
For anyone in Ontario.
Steeles is a road?
Yep.
Okay. It's
That's
on
what
Steeles,
I know.
y'all.
It's in the Steeles area.
Oh, hell yeah.
The entire street. I don't know.
Did she go?
No.
Okay.
No, I've never been. But my Nana, the same one my grandmother who I was talking about earlier in this episode who was sick, used to make regular trips down there to get an inari and simbe for all of us.
Yeah.
Those rice treats that are covered in rice paper.
Yes.
That you can trick your white friends with.
I love that.
You're gonna eat regular paper on a candy.
Well, I mean, when I lived as a small child in Vancouver, we did not go to the Nikkei Museum.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, I didn't go to a Japanese museum until I was an adult.
Yeah, I'm sad about it though, because I think I've seen pictures of my family going to those events and like, participating in those events, like
all the festivals.
I'm pretty sure pre my dad being born, but like my Oba-san, Oji-san, and my Nana.
Yeah.
When they were like way younger. Obviously.
Totally.
All those black and white photos.
Well, so much of our community ended up in Toronto after we were released from the camp. So yeah I'm sure that they got lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, there were lots of events.
Hell yeah.
Dressing up like samurai.
Ah!
Samurai.
Ooh, I'm just picturing like Sugimoto-san in like full samurai getup.
Oh my god, Robert.
Yeah, it's good
if
to go.
If anyone wants to see an exact replica of what my father looks like, look up General Nogi Marusuke. Just Google General Nogi Marusuke. First general to the emperor during the Meiji era.
I love that. That is your father.
That is exactly what my father looks like.
We live.
Speaking of like picturing Sugimoto-san looking like someone.
Yeah.
It's pretty uncanny, like I won't lie.
Well, the Sugimotos were from samurai lineage, right? Your family had a sword?
I feel like this is a story for another day, but yes, absolutely.
There we go. I'm foreshadowing.
We're foreshadowing a potential episode.
Interest.
Let us know if you want to hear about a
potential,
potentially poppycock story. But
poppycock. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we're getting into our British.
Oh, honey,
our British our British terminology,
our British Canadian terminology.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Well.
Thank you all for tuning in this week for another episode of the Hafu It.
Another episode, yeah.
You can find us collectively on Instagram under Hafu It, or you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at This Is Kyoko.
You can find me only on Instagram at saku.miki.
Follow along with us if you want to see us participating in different events. Let us know if you want to see more live streams from us. We haven't had a lot of free time recently, working on various projects that soon to be announced.
Working on various projects plus working full time.
You know,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's the way that the world works right now.
Yeah, you got to get up in the gig.
But we would love to do some more live streams.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Show us your origami too. Tell us that we're not the only ones who
100% slide into our DMs with your origami.
Yeah, and if you have any questions about the 1,000 paper cranes and like what to do and what that really looks like, definitely send me a message on Instagram.
Yeah.
Happy to answer any questions.
Happy to answer.
Well, thanks again for tuning in, everyone. We will talk to you again next week with another episode.
Bye.